Okay, so in this lesson we are looking at straight line graphs. By the end of the lesson you should be able to find an equation of a straight line from a graph in the form of y equals mx plus c. So, let's have a quick introduction into equations of a straight line. Straight line graphs have an equation that is written in the form of y equals mx plus c. Y is the y coordinate, x is the x coordinate, m is the gradient, which is the change in y over the change in x, and c is my y-intercept. What do I mean by y-intercept? It is when the line crosses the y-axis, and this is called the y-intercept. We need to understand the equation of a straight line. So we have three examples on the board. Remember, the first thing that you need to remember is the equation of a straight line, which is y equals mx plus c. M is my gradient and c is my y-intercept. So remember, the gradient is the front of the x coordinate. So in this case the gradient here is 2. Okay, where is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is the letter c. In this case it is plus 1. Okay, let's have a look at example 2. Now again, if you're unsure before, so write down the equation of the straight line, y equals mx plus c. The gradient usually occurs in front of the x coordinate, but in this case we don't have a number in front of the x. But how many x coordinates are there here? So there's only 1. Okay, so my gradient is therefore plus 1. Okay, my y-intercept here is not a positive number. Look at the sign in front of it, it is a negative, so my answer for the y-intercept is -4. Again, for the third example, if you're unsure, write down the equation of the straight line, y equals mx plus c. The only difference in this question is that they have deliberately put the gradient and the x coordinate on the other side and left the y-intercept in the front. So you can now rearrange this to make it similar to the equation of a straight line, which is y equals mx plus c. So I'll write it at the top, y equals, swap them around, minus 3x. Remember, this is a positive 5, so you're going to positive add 5. Now that will be more clear for you to understand what is my gradient and what is my y-intercept. So if you look at it again, my gradient is in front of the x coordinate, which therefore is -3. My y-intercept is positive 5. Okay, what I'd like to do now is have a go at the following questions. Please take a moment and have a go. Okay, the gradient is +2 and the y-intercept is 3. Have a go at this question. Please take a moment here. Okay, the gradient is 4 and the y-intercept is -7. Have a go at this question. Please pause the video here. Okay, the gradient is -3 and the y-intercept is +5. Okay, please take a moment to pause the video here. Okay, the gradient is -1 and the y-intercept is +3. Pause the video here and have a go at this question. Okay, so y equals x over 2 minus 6. X over 2 just means the x coordinate is halved. So I'm just going to rewrite this equation, so just to make it much easier to look at. So y equals half x minus 6. That is exactly what the equation above is saying. So whenever you see x over something, just know that it's a fraction. You can take the fraction in front of it, front of the x coordinate. So y equals half x minus 6. Therefore my gradient is half and my y-intercept is -6. And what I would like to do now is have a go at the following questions. Find my gradient and my y-intercept for the red section, and for the green section make up an equation which satisfies those values of the gradient and the y-intercept.